Hey, welcome back to the CT Small Business Podcast. You know me already. I'm your host, Chris. Here on the CT Small Business Presents Podcast, we get to know Connecticut-based small business owners, and we get to learn about them and their business. If you like the podcast, rate it, share it, review it on whatever platform you're on. Let's get into the episode. Exactly. And we're live after a couple weeks. So, Tanaya, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Chris. How are you?
Good. For those who don't know, Tanaya is actually from Traveler on a Mission, which is a local nonprofit.
Yes.
So, Tanaya, tell me a little bit about it.
We are based in Ansonia, and we're a nonprofit that provides hygiene products to help improve the health and self-esteem of children and adults. So we service the Valley and part of New Haven, the Dixwell Avenue area of New Haven.
You know, one thing I actually wanted to ask you in the beginning was, how did you get the name Traveler on a Mission?
So the reason why I named it Traveler on a Mission is because that's who I am.
Okay.
So I'm always on the go, whether it's locally, anywhere I like to travel. But every time I went someplace, I would always see a need and just be aware of my surroundings. And so that's why I put the word mission, because we should always be on some type of mission when we're out exploring the world and in our environment and our community. So that's how I came up with Traveler on a Mission.
Okay, I figured you like to travel of some sort.
Right.
So,
but it's not even just, vacations, but just even sometimes traveling in your own state or in your own communities.
Yeah.
It's still an opportunity to see what's out there.
I like to find new stuff.
Yeah.
Like in general, like new places, new things to do. Just I like to stumble upon things.
Right.
That's how I found Lou. I stumbled about another person that had a podcast, and I was like, oh, I'm interested in doing a podcast. So I contacted Lou, and that's how this whole thing started.
Oh, really?
So,
wow.
But yeah, and the same thing with you. I got a tip about contact you from our friend Duck, who's got an office next door. And I one of the things I always wanted to do was have a hygiene drive. So he recommended you.
No, and I'm truly grateful for that, because that's one of the ways that we, get a lot of support and just help to serve the community when other community businesses host drives and do different fundraising for us.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing this?
So we started in August of 2019.
Okay.
So 6 months before the pandemic is when we started.
Did you find since I started the podcast, the pandemic has been part of the questions I have asked. Now, have you found during that pandemic that you had a lot of need for products or for hygiene products?
I mean, you would think so, because everything was going on concerning hygiene, wash your hands and things like that. But I think people got really hooked up on the hand washing, so their mind was more focused on that part of hygiene, opposed to overall hygiene. Washing your body, washing sheets in your home because you're sick, and making sure that the sheets are clean and the bedding is clean and things are sanitized. So it was well beyond, hand washing. So people were aware, but not aware enough for a newer organization to get the support.
Yeah.
Because we were 6 months old when the pandemic came.
Yeah.
So, that's not a lot of time to say, but it was helpful. We had to make some changes on how we did things before we even really got started. So the way our program works is we get in, donations for hygiene products, and we send it out we have 5 different locations now throughout the Valley where we distribute our hygiene products. But during the pandemic, and most of those places are food pantries, and there's one soup kitchen. But during the pandemic, the soup kitchens and food pantries got truckloads of food from the government and just different things that was going on. So that didn't leave room for us to really do a strong partnership with the food pantry. So we had to kind of back out of that thought process. So what we ended up doing was getting these red wagons. We filled the red wagons with hygiene products, and we went to downtown New Haven, and we just walked the green and giving out hygiene products to the homeless and, people that were there at the green throughout the day. So we would go on a Saturday in the middle of the day, and that's how we started.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like food.bombs.
Yeah.
Where they get the donations from like the local restaurants, and it's like I think it's a lot of it's like a vegetarian, like it's like a lot of vegetables, soups, and they cook it, they mix it all up, and they hang out on like one of the side church, like the side of the churches, and anyone can come up and just hang out and just eat and
Right.
and just talk,
Yeah, that's basically exactly what it was. There's one other organization that's out on the green. I think it was a church, a 7-day Adventist church that's out every Saturday, and they give out food, and that's all they do.
Oh, did I?
So it kind of worked out well. So we got there a little bit before them in the green and walked around, and so people were able to get hygiene products and then go and get food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So
do you see more of a need for it now?
I think with the inflation and just the cost of everything, rents and everything going up, and people are still getting back to work really good. Yeah, there's still definitely a need, for sure.
Yeah. And how many events do you have a year?
So the way as far as just hygiene drives or
Yeah, how many do you have any hygiene drives a year? I mean, do you have in general?
yeah, so our goal for 2023 is to have 12 hygiene drives.
Okay.
Throughout the community is what we're looking to do. Last year we didn't do as many, but we did do a few. But we just definitely saw the benefit of having the community help support with hygiene drives.
Oh, that's good. Well, I guess it's safe to say that we're going to have a hygiene drive for the month of March.
Yes.
So from March 4th to April 1st. So far I have 4 businesses.
Oh.
They're taking part. I'm going to find out for hopefully about 5 or 10 more.
Yeah, no, I think that's good because, especially when other businesses get together, everyone has their circle of people and they have, their reach and their community. So, when those businesses and their customers get together and, we all do a little bit,
Yeah.
it really does add up.
Yeah.
It really does.
I've been reaching out to some. I actually have one in Rocky Hill, Worthy Changes. One of our more recent guests reached out and wanted to take part of it. I have Sugar Rush, which is in Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
The Rogi Shop, which is actually right down the street.
Oh, okay.
And the Shelton Gift Boutique.
Oh, okay. That sounds great.
So far, they're all going to help us out and have boxes.
No, and I really can't wait. So to just really be out there and, hopefully when people come by to patronize those businesses, they would, be able to support us as well.
Yeah, I'm hopefully we're going to hold an event at the end of the month. Hopefully here, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little distribution or maybe a collection. Haven't figured that part out yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to just have, and people gives them an opportunity. They want to meet who the founder is. That's fine. I'm always looking to meet people and talk and answer questions. And, I like to still interact with the community to see what people, have in mind.
Now, I know we talked about it a little beforehand. Now, I know you have volunteers, but it's just mainly just you.
Right. Me and I, do have nonprofits, have boards and stuff. But as far as staff, we don't have any other staff. It's just volunteers that help. We have volunteers that help with just taking pictures. When we're doing different community events, we have volunteers that come and help assemble different things during the holidays. So for Christmas, we stuffed stockings. Okay. And we filled it with hygiene products. And so we had volunteers come and do that. Easter's coming up. We do the same thing, but we do it with Easter baskets.
Okay.
And, we put chocolates in it along with the hygiene. but it's all for adults. So
Yeah.
like all the hygiene, items are for adults, but it's just to make it fun. And plus, how many adults still get Easter baskets?
Yeah, definitely. I never even got them when I was a kid.
Oh.
So I'll have to, I should have some time to help you out with that too.
Yeah, so I just gather up, a few volunteers. The one for Easter isn't as large as the Christmas doing, but we still usually assemble about 100 Easter baskets.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so for Christmas we assembled, it was 220 Christmas stockings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was good.
Sounds like a good amount of passing out, you know?
Yeah, so with the stockings for the Christmas, we gave to those 5 locations.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if I mentioned that so we work with Spooner House in Shelton, Salvation Army in Ansonia,
Okay.
Christ Church in Ansonia, Master's Table is a soup kitchen that's also in Ansonia, Seymour Oxford, food pantry in Seymour.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the Dixwell Avenue area, we deal with a senior housing community and one food pantry. It's Varick Food Pantry, and that's the soup kitchen actually, and Women of the Village Food Pantry in New Haven.
What do you find that it's most in need?
Deodorant is most in need. I would say people ask for that a lot. Sanitary napkins, we're finding more people are asking for that. And I would say the other thing is really more so from the homeless community is the underwear.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and a lot of men's, mostly is men as far as the underwear. So we do give out, socks and T-shirts too. So when we say hygiene at Traveler on a Mission, it's really anything close to skin.
Okay.
So socks, underwear, hygiene, soap and different things. But anything that needs to be washed and cleaned on a regular basis, that's close to your skin.
Okay. I'll have to remember that, so when we do our event, I can hopefully push for that a little more.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously we'll take anything.
Right. So when we take things, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wear someone else's
Oh, definitely not.
underwear.
No, definitely not. So we'll work on that. We'll see what I can do.
Yeah, so I definitely make sure that, everything's new, especially, well, for anything. So sometimes, unfortunately, people, they buy a shampoo and tried it a few times and don't like it.
Yeah.
We don't take those,
Okay.
and the reason being is, times are, I do realize times are hard and, you really didn't use it, but it's just giving someone something new that's their own, that's personal, is why we just give out new, new items.
I've noticed, I've heard issues about that with food pantries. People will get rid of their old food.
Yeah, like half open, cereal or something like that. Like
or
that's
food that's out of date.
Out of date, way out of date.
It's like the stuff that's just been sitting in their pantry for months out of date, or even a year. They just like to
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Those type of things. I always suggest, if you didn't like your shampoo or the toothpaste didn't taste right, maybe somebody else in your family or your neighbor, extended family would, be interested in having that. I just try to keep some dignity to giving. Just to give something, as respectful and with dignity as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I'll see what we can do about getting as much as possible new products. Those new,
Right. But there's always, with doing stuff in the public, it's always, sometimes you just get, off things.
Yeah.
People just off things. So, which is fine. And as part of the partnership that I have with the different pantries and just different people in the community, if for some reason I get something, even though we're doing a hygiene drive, I guarantee you someone's going to drop food off.
Yeah.
and it's just a weird thing. But I have make sure I have resources to where it has to go.
Where has to go? You
Right.
go to the proper.
It would go to another organization that deals with that.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
so if I happen to get food, I make sure that a food pantry gets that food, even though, you know, I'm not looking to get food, but just make sure that it's not wasted.
Yeah. And how'd you get started in this nonprofit? Like how did you begin? How'd you start doing it?
Actually, I was been doing it more so through the church that I was attending, you know, when I was a teenager and doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I really got started doing this type of work. I think it just got to a point where I wanted to do a job that's beneficial, not just for one person. I wanted to benefit the company.
Yeah.
You know, and not to take away from any for-profit businesses, because they do help with jobs and you know, other things in the community, but I just wanted a different type of reach.
Okay.
So that's you know, part of it, and it's just something I was doing it since I was like 16.
Oh, so you've been doing it for
I've been doing it for
a little while.
Just for a little while. You know,
I figured you're like 20.
Well, of course. Yeah, of course. Well, we could stick with that number.
Of course.
And so doing it through, you know, just other avenues, and it was good. And I think it's what I needed to learn and see the process and really just see what's going out in the community. And then just, you know, I say around 2018, I said, no, let me do it on my own. And so that's when I filed the paperwork. So the date I give is the date when I got official letters from the IRS. Right?
Okay. And monetary donations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that how much is needed for that too? Would you know? Because when we do the event, I like to also I'm going to have a link, the way they can donate monetarily to you.
Right, and I always tell people, because some people don't go to the store, you know, they might not be the shopper in their house, so they can always definitely support with monetary. So on the website, there's a link that they can go, and they could give one time, you know, whatever the amount is. I do give some suggestions on what $10 could do, and so typically $10, what that does is it could do like a hygiene pack for an individual, whether it's male or female.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, that's a roundabout number for the items that we put in, and that's what it costs. But we really like to do tell people about the $25 a month.
Okay.
So what the $25 a month, it helps with, you know, just the consistency of always having that donation come in. We're able to budget better. We're able to get the items that we need on a regular basis. So that's why we encourage the $25 a month. You know, it's not an exorbitant amount of money, you know, so I'm sure someone's thinking, what's $25 my $25 going to do? But if, you know, quite a bit of people do $25 a month, it does go. It makes a very big impact.
Yeah, I don't think people would realize that part, especially like they always think about like donating, obviously, items. Right. But I think, like, I always forget how much the monetary side goes far. Like, you've saved the company has rent or a lighting bill as well. You know, that's coming from somewhere. Someone's got to pay for it. Absolutely.
So, I mean, even down to like paper and ink and, you know, different things. There's a lot of other things that it takes to run, you know, an organization besides whatever it is for that service. So, you know, besides the hygiene products, we might need to buy some bags to put the products in, or, you know, printing out flyers, cards, and, you know, different things. So there's some other back office costs, and, you know, that monthly donation is what helps to support that, to sustain it, to help support it. Right. Just the other things that it takes to do the work. Yeah. So that's but $25, we call it our sweet spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do about that one too.
Yeah. So just just people being aware that, um, one-time donations are great.
Yeah.
We still accept those as well, but just that little bit of ongoing, is
Yeah, it helps a lot.
It does.
So
It really does.
we have to. I have to think about it too because I need. Not need. I'll have to use. If you have a flyer
Mm-hmm.
for our thing, send it to me because I'll print them out for you.
Okay.
I'll definitely get that. I'll definitely get those printed for you.
Okay.
Though we don't have to pay for it, and
No, that would be
we'll
great.
help you out. So, but yeah. Now you said. See, I just drew a blank. Now Lou will edit that part out because I just completely. I was going on a whole different tangent. But I also got to think too. Besides that, we were talking about the money and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to also think that if you go to say New Haven, gas, and like you're just not like you're just walking there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just like you gotta spend things like gas, like maintenance on your car.
Right.
If you have a facility, I don't know if you use a facility or like rent. So all that money helps and goes a long way.
It does. And then it just really, when, the community gives a little bit, we still get some grants and, just other funding as well. But, it really needs to come from like multiple different areas. But it's funny you mentioned vehicle. So one of the things we've grown quite a bit over the last 3 years, going on 4 years, where we are looking for a vehicle, commercial vehicle. The Forester has done us well, but I think it wants to retire so we could get a bigger vehicle. And it's just there's been times last year where other organizations have given us a very large donation, so we've been having to rent a vehicle, and that's just another cost that comes up. So if we had our own, we wouldn't have to rent. Or there has been times where other organizations let us use their vehicle, which is great. And I'm truly grateful for the other organizations helping out. But at some point, you kind of want to have that flexibility of just going to pick up your donation without the scheduling and and different things. But we have been getting a large like a pallet worth of donation. So we need to be able to pick it up.
Okay. Well, what size of a vehicle are you looking for?
Well, we were thinking about one of the smaller commercial vehicles, like the smaller Ford Transits and those little ones that you see buzzing around that you could kind of get into smaller spots and different things, but it has the headroom inside that that's needed, so we could really pack it in.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if I know, so if I can help out that way too,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to. I'm not stuck on name brand.
Yeah, I mean,
type of thing, but it's just that type of vehicle you either see like electrician or plumber, driving around. And
definitely.
Yeah, so I think that is actually one of our other goals, financially, as far as assets to get. That would be just tremendously, helpful.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what we can do, right, Lou? Right. So we'll. I always like to see what I can try to do as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, and just you never know. Sometimes people come to me with other suggestions and different things too. So I'm open. I'm very open-minded to, just other opportunities as far as a vehicle. If they saw something that I didn't see, that would help out.
You just stick to the valley for your donations, or when you pass out the donations?
Yeah. So for the most part, so it's those different agencies I talk to. Then through those agencies, I might get a phone call saying that there's an emergency type of situation. Yeah. So in that case, I'm working directly with that agency that's based in, Ansonia or wherever in the valley. And I service that need. And that could be someone got displaced, someone just all of a sudden came into a hard situation, and just having some troubles getting situated financially. So we just come in and we help with that as well.
Now, where can we find you, like online?
So we have a website, and actually on the website you'll see all the items that we typically take. We have 13 base items that we always keep in house. So that's at TOAM was tomission.org. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram at Traveler on a Mission, all one word, and I'm on LinkedIn as well, Traveler on a Mission.
Oh yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. Not to find you.
Yeah.
I have to link in with you.
Yeah.
So,
That's so funny.
now how do people go around to donate?
When it comes to people, wanting to give actual items, they can either call or email me, or they could definitely, support the Hygiene Drive and March. That's also, an awesome way, and at one of the locations. Or, if they're interested in doing a hygiene drive for their organization, that can be arranged as well.
Yeah.
And, throughout the year. So, like I said, I'm looking to do 12 of them. So, towards the middle or the end of the year would be an awesome time to do it as well.
Do you find that you get more products, say, around Christmas time or the holidays?
Not so much. It's more like back to school when everyone's doing that type of shopping.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's like, was it October, September, late August.
Okay.
We do get a lot. I think people are just going through their closets, what's going on, getting ready for school.
Yeah.
Sending kids off to college.
Okay.
And so they're apt to get different things. But it's been, pretty consistent throughout the year.
Oh, good.
So I wouldn't say any highs or lows. We don't really do any big drive or fundraising during the holiday season.
Great.
So that's just a very busy time for us, in servicing and, just trying to send some holiday cheer for the people that we service throughout the year. So we don't really do a big drive or any big push.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we're just focused on service.
Okay.
During that time.
Yeah, sounds like a plan,
Yeah.
I think I may have to have a second one around September then.
Yeah, because like a lot of people, do that, or one of your listeners want to partner up with you and do that too. So that'll be great.
So we may have to not have to have one, but we'd like to have a second one.
Yeah.
That way we can help out any way we can.
Right. So and that usually helps us start off the new year, really strong too. At least get us through the holidays.
Yeah. We'll have to do that. We'll have to work on something.
Yeah, so that sounds good.
So, because we're here, Lou's here, we'll figure something out. So, Lou's the brains behind everything. So, no, okay. And before we go, is there anything you'd like to add, or I never know how to end a podcast, by the way. So.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Anything I'd like to add? No, just really encourage people to go to the website or follow us on social media. And we do try to post regularly just so people could see the work that we do, throughout the year, and just get involved. We're looking for volunteers always.
Okay, yeah.
So that could be helpful as well.
Yeah, let me know. If I'm around, I'll definitely see what I can do about helping out. So
yeah, that'll be great.
So I'm always around. I'm always free. So and we're out.